Have you ever experienced an abrupt and unexpected goodbye from someone you deeply cared about? One day, everything seems fine, and the next, they vanish. No explanation, no closure, just silence. If this sounds familiar, you may have been involved with someone who has a dismissive avoidant attachment style. Dismissive avoidants are known for their deep fear of emotional intimacy and vulnerability. They crave connection, yet when things become too close or overwhelming, their instinct is to retreat, sometimes permanently. Today, we'll explore the dismissive avoidance final goodbye, why they leave, what it means, and will they come back. To truly grasp why a dismissive avoidant might leave for good, we need to understand their core fears and beliefs. Unlike anxious or secure individuals, dismissive avoidants have learned, often from childhood, that emotional closeness is unsafe. They associate intimacy with control, suffocation, or the loss of their autonomy. As a result, they build walls to protect themselves from the perceived dangers of deep emotional bonds. At the heart of their behavior is a contradiction. They long for love and connection, but only on their terms. They convince themselves that they don't need anyone, that emotions are a sign of weakness, and that relying on others will only lead to disappointment. This belief system drives many of their behaviors, including their tendency to withdraw when relationships become too intense. The signs of a final goodbye. While dismissive avoidants may cycle in and out of relationships, there are key signs that indicate when their departure is permanent. Number 1. Complete emotional shutdown. They become emotionally cold, distant, and unresponsive, making it clear that they are done investing in the relationship. Number 2. Ghosting without explanation. Unlike an anxious partner who might seek closure, a dismissive avoidant often disappears without warning or discussion. Number 3. Rewriting the relationship's history. They may convince themselves that the relationship was never as significant as it seemed, minimizing its importance to justify their exit. Number 4. Avoidance of all contact. They block, delete, or ignore messages and calls, ensuring no opportunity for reconnection. Number 5. Immediate shift in focus. They immerse themselves in work, hobbies, or new relationships to avoid processing their emotions. Number 6. A sense of relief on their end. Unlike those who grieve the loss openly, dismissive avoidants may initially feel relieved, believing they've regained their independence. Why they choose to leave permanently. A dismissive avoidant's final goodbye is often driven by overwhelming internal conflict. Here are the key reasons they choose to walk away for good. Fear of losing themselves. When they feel engulfed by a relationship, they experience a deep fear of losing their independence and identity. To regain control, they choose solitude. Emotional burnout. Dismissive avoidants struggle with emotional regulation. Too much intimacy exhausts them, making detachment feel like the only solution. Guilt and shame. Despite their aloof exterior, some dismissive avoidants recognize that their avoidance hurts people. Instead of facing the discomfort of confrontation, they choose to disappear. Avoiding emotional depth. They often lack the tools to navigate deep emotions, so rather than process their feelings, they bury them by leaving and never looking back. A belief that the relationship was doomed. Many dismissive avoidants see relationships as temporary. If they sense too much emotional dependence or potential conflict, they preemptively end things before they get too messy. Will they ever come back? One of the most common questions people ask after being left by a dismissive avoidant is, will they ever return? The truth is, some do, but often they only return when they feel lonely or when they believe the relationship can be rekindled on their terms. However, their return rarely means they have changed. Without deep self-reflection and therapy, the same cycle of avoidance, withdrawal, and detachment is likely to repeat. This is why the real question isn't whether they'll come back, but whether you should let them. Final thoughts. Choosing yourself over the avoidance goodbye. A dismissive avoidance final goodbye may feel cold and painful, but it offers an opportunity, a chance to choose yourself. Instead of waiting for their return or seeking validation, focus on creating a life where you feel valued, loved, and emotionally secure. Remember, real love doesn't leave you questioning your worth. It doesn't disappear when things get deep, nor does it make you feel abandoned. The best thing you can do is turn inward, recognize your own value, and choose a future where emotional security, mutual respect, and love flourish. So, if you're facing the silence of a dismissive avoidance final goodbye, Let it be the beginning of something new, something where you are the priority. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, then do like, share and subscribe to my channel.